would you say is the biggest misconception about Joe?
That he's a big old asshole. I mean, he can definitely be an asshole, but he has like the sweetest side, and it's just very frustrating. He hasn't been able to defend himself, and it's really been just me. And obviously, I'm his husband, so I'm gonna want to defend him. But it's like you nobody knows Joe unless you're behind that front door.
Mm.
And I'm not saying he's a perfect person because he's not. He's definitely made some pretty bad decisions, but he's also made some really good choices and helped a lot of people, which has gone unnoticed.
And for you, I mean, people, there's the memes, there's everyone's gonna make jokes about everything, but the reality is for you, I can imagine it's really hard. I mean, your husband's in jail, like that's people can joke about everything, but at the end of the day, there's real life consequences to all this. How do
Yeah.
you and you're young, how do you, I mean, you talk about that foundation and the support team that's behind you, but on a daily basis, how do you cope with these things when those people are not around? How do you continue life and keep a positive mindset while also knowing that your loved one is in prison? Because the reality is, a lot of people, even if they're not dating a Joe Exotic who's a celebrity at this point, but a lot of people have their spouses in prison, and it's very hard for them and their families. How do you? Are there any other recommendations that you have for people that are in similar positions?
Initially it was extremely hard because then I was just completely independent. I hadn't been independent since I'd been sober. So it was really hard at first, but it's hard to say this, but like it gets kind of normal to at one point. It's like this is just the way it is, and you can't do anything but be hopeful for the best. So even when I don't have my friends around me, I still know like, hey, this could be the outcome. So staying optimistic in the most negative circumstance is the best way to go about this kind of situation.